Hello everybody, it's your old pal Tuna here and welcome back to another video. If you are new to the channel, yes, hi, hello, my name is Tuna. I am an illustrator and comic maker from Canada, and here on the channel I share all about my life as a full-time artist. Now, in being a full-time artist, I don't know about you, but I am constantly on the lookout for new hobbies that I can do that are creative without being part of my work. Some of you may recall that back in a little year called 2020, there was a boom in a hobby called rug tufting. Everybody was doing it, and back then most people were tufting by hand with a punch needle tufting device. I assessed the pros and cons of getting into the hobby at that time, and it didn't seem like it was perfect for me because though I do like to try new things, I am a little bit impatient, and I didn't feel like the tools that were available were right for me. So that brings us to today, and we are coming into winter here. It is late November, so I am all about the cozy home activities. Now, finally, after all this time, I have the opportunity to do a little rug tufting of my own. Claw Lab has sent over their rug tufting gun and frame H1 kit for me to give a try and share with you today. A few other creators here on the platform have done videos using this particular kit, and I was watching them in anticipation of giving it a try myself, and I was getting so excited. Not only is it going to make an excellent new hobby, but I have some ideas about how we're going to make some stuff to use to decorate my convention table for my upcoming market in early December. And I'm pretty sure everyone is going to be getting tufted rugs for Christmas this year. So let's get this frame set up. We'll put the fabric on and we'll give it a try. Now, I have spoken before on the channel about my passion for hobbies. As a creative professional, it's really important that I have something to do that is also creative that isn't directly monetized. Now, I do fall into the hustle culture trap of eventually monetizing a lot of my creative hobbies, but for now, this is all about focusing on the experience for me. I do also lean into being a bit of a perfectionist, and I think that when you're trying something new, a big part of that is learning to undo those perfectionistic tendencies, relinquishing control, trying something that you don't have full experience with. And I think that's really a healthy thing to confront once in a while, to try and get over maybe some of those more self-destructive thoughts. I know there's gonna be a lot to learn here, but I feel like this kit is setting me up for success in the best way because I don't have to fumble around with building a frame and starting from 100% zero. I can just set it up, get it going, and have some fun. Okay, so as I mentioned, I did do some research leading up to working with this. I'm gonna link down below the two videos that I watched that got me very excited about giving it a try. And I also want to thank my friend Kattakind, who I did a video call with. She is really into tufting too, and she gave me all the tips and tricks to make sure that we get this right on the first go. So let me introduce you to the tufting gun/machine itself. I have not looked at how to use this yet, so we're gonna explore it together. From what I can see, it's extremely simple and straightforward. Putting together the frame was extremely simple and straightforward, and it's not as big and cumbersome as I thought. I live in a 500 square foot apartment, so the size of my crafting objects is very important. Next up, we need some thread. Now, the kit itself did come with several colors preloaded. However, as the predictable gal that I am, I have a very specific thing that I am going to tuft here today. So I went out to Michael's and I spent about $20 on a whole bunch of different colors of yarn to make my vision come to life. What is my vision, you may ask? Well, I guarantee you it is exactly what you may have predicted. So yesterday I created these two templates for making flapjack and nori into tufted rugs. The thing about tufting is the thing that you're tufting from the back side here, and so the front side is going to be the right side. So you do need to invert your illustration, especially if there's anything like text, just to make sure it's facing the right direction. But these are perfectly symmetrical, so I am just gonna trace the designs right onto here. Okay, please don't make fun of me. I thought that this was gonna work perfectly because in my past lives, I have used windows to trace my sketches into like line art, the light from behind the window. I thought I was gonna be able to do that with this material, just have the light shining and have the lines be very visible through. But as you can see, I had to use an object to press the fabric against the paper so that I could actually see the lines correctly. Please let me know in the comments if you have a better idea that doesn't involve a projector, because I obviously didn't have a projector on hand. But I went ahead and freehanded a few other designs to do some practice with. And yeah, future or past Tuna will tell you all about those in just a sec. We're gonna learn how to thread it together, okay? I know how you probably feel about yarn, I assume. If pop culture has taught me anything. I have threaded the needle. I believe this is all I need to do in order to begin. The two main tips that I have seen online: press really hard and move from like a bottom to top, like a forward pushing motion, not a pulling motion. I'm gonna start with these two strange little shapes that, in my mind, are going to be little grassy decorations on my table. And then I've also drawn these paw prints. So we'll get these four done and then we will move on to the big stuff. So we're gonna start with this. We're gonna start on low speed. It's gonna get comfy and we're gonna scare the bejesus out of the cats. Ready, guys? It's gonna be kind of weird. Oh my God. Yo! We have immediate interest from Flapjack. It's actually so quiet that the cats are not even slightly disturbed. I don't want him getting punched in the face by this needle, so we're gonna move him real quick. I am obsessed with Nori's reaction to this. That earnestly took less than the course of one song. I wanted to test out with these two the density to see how it would be affected. Obviously this one's way less dense and this one's way more dense. And I really think that the less dense one looks perfectly fine. This one you can kind of feel the density a bit more. Maybe if I was actually making rugs to put on the floor, but I am not a floor rug person. I am a wall rug person. Case in point, I have 3 tufted rugs on my wall right now, but I already feel very confident about what's going on here, and I know that the designs of the cat heads are a lot more detailed, so we're gonna go do the detail on the paw prints, and if that goes well, on to the big stuff. So it was around this point that the feelings of uncertainty about what I was doing were starting to come up, as I mentioned earlier. Basically kind of around the particular colors that I had chosen to use. I wasn't happy with how they were matching together. I was feeling like the whole thing was looking a little bit sloppy and I didn't really know what was gonna come next. So I don't know. I figured I just gotta keep tufting. Just keep tufting. I think there comes a point in almost every creative project where you feel this. Even when I'm doing my paintings, like halfway through the painting, I'm feeling like, oh, this is not going the way that I wanted to. I have to start over completely. But yeah, by the time I got to the end and filled in all the gaps, I really felt like the image was coming to life and I was starting to get very excited about what was happening. And leaning into the imperfection, there's something really satisfying about the texture that comes out of this rug tufting machine. And I know that a big part of finishing is shaving it and trimming it and cleaning it up after the fact, so I'm not going to worry too much at this point about how they look, and I'm just going to have fun. So after I finished up with the Flapjack one, I moved on to the Nori one. In hindsight, oh my god, I absolutely should have started with the Nori one because it's such a more simple design. But you know what? We're jumping in head first to this little guy. And here I am on the other side of my first time tufting. Okay, all right. First times are all about learning. Am I 100% thrilled about how these came out? Not necessarily. One thing I have learned about this already is how important it is to trust the process. It definitely is a strange new experience. First of all, working from the back and then the unpredictable nature of the material that I'm using. But that being said, it's very forgiving. So as you can see, I was plucking out some of the yarn that ended up in the wrong positions. And if you do make mistakes, you can pull them out from the backside too and reinsert them. But the last step now would be just to finish it up with some glue on the back, and that's gonna take a while to dry. So let's get that done as soon as possible. Welcome back. It's a couple days later now. As you can see, I took advantage of some of the leftover space to practice a little bit more. I was interested in seeing how much detail I could achieve at a small scale, and in all honesty, not a lot. So I think that working bigger is to the advantage of this particular technique. But I've woken up and gotten right to it because I'm very eager to finish these off. The glue is dry and there's only a few steps left. Yes. Once the rugs have been shaved, trimmed, and cleaned up, the last step is to glue the overhanging fabric onto the backside, and then preferably back the rug with either a non-slip material if it's going to be a rug, or a piece of felt if it's more intended to be a piece of art. Now, however, I am keeping this for myself, and no one's gonna see the back other than me, so I'm gonna leave it nice and raw. And next time, I am absolutely going to trim the leftover yarn on the back much shorter, because I stabbed myself with those pieces of glue coated yarn so many times. Like, I never knew yarn could be so sharp. I am so excited to be finished with these first 2 rugs, and the last step is obviously clean up. Oh my gosh, the amount of yarn fluff that ended up everywhere. Yeah, gonna get used to that. Okay, I thought we would move over here because we've spent the entire vlog on that side of the room, and I feel like we need a little bit of breaking up of the tempo here. So we're on the couch now, and I have taken a shower and put new clothes on since you saw me, because as I mentioned, I wanted to jump right into that because I had waited too long and I just wanted these little rugs to be finished. I've done a lot of research since I started, and I think I've done a lot of things not necessarily 100% correct, but that is what crafting is all about. I love to just dive in and try something new and figure it out along the way, and then do my research to do it better the second time around. And that is all to just prep you for when you see these and you're like, wow, she really doesn't know what she's doing. But again, how could I know what I'm doing without giving it a try? Hi, Nori. You hear me talking and you feel jealous? I can already tell that I'm going to be addicted to this. It's just so easy to do, easy to learn, first of all, hard to master. Go onto the Reddit, the subreddit for rug tufting, and see what you can do with this. Certainly hope that I can get to that point someday. We are not there yet, but I did invest in a large selection of yarn colors so that the sky is the limit for what I can make, a little bit of extra fabric, and there's definitely some ways that I can upgrade as I move along with the hobby. There's better types of glue, there's like fancy carpet carving clippers, and it's a great hobby because you can start really small and work your way up to the top. But without further ado, let me show you how the rugs turned out. Ta-da! The back sides are between me and God, but you can enjoy the front sides here. There's obviously a lot that I would do differently if I was to remake them. I might even remake them, but it's more about the joy that I've taken over the last few days, trying something new and ending up with these cute little guys, which are definitely gonna go on my wall. I'm definitely considering, if I get good enough at it, I would love to sell some of these. I don't know if that's gonna happen soon, or the thing is when it comes to a new hobby, I did this with my dolls when I was really into doll customizing over the last couple of years, is that I end up with this hoard of stuff that I've made that I have no space for. So if I can sell it, it just clears it out and makes room for me to make more stuff. So we're gonna start small with some homemade projects and some Christmas gifts for folks coming up over the next few weeks, and we'll see where this hobby takes me. I want to thank Claw Lab one more time for sponsoring this video and sending me the tufting kit to try. I can now offer you 19% off if you do want to pick up this kit and, I don't know, go on this journey with me. If you've already gotten into tufting, please leave a comment down below, roast me, let me know everything that I did wrong, or just wax poetic about your passion for this particular hobby. I want to thank you for making it to the end of this video, and as always, stay sparkly, don't let the cruel world dull your shine, and I will see you next time. Bye!